future visitors to Mexico that some of you brokers may have that are intending to go, well, that they know the information that they need. It's very important right now that the information regarding the hull numbers is checked by the owners. And to talk about this, about the hull numbers, I'm going to give the microphone to Chris, because it's very, this information has to be obviously done on this side of the border.
Well, I'm going to just regress for a moment. If you're going to Mexico, in fact, starting today, every broker, as a matter of due diligence, should take their iPhone or their phone, go to the right stern under the cap rail, 2 inches under the right cap rail. There should be a HIN that is either engraved or on a plate on that vessel. Take a picture of it, analyze it, make sure it matches the HIN on the Coast Guard documentation certificate. For those of you that already have MTIPs, immediately check to make sure that the number that is listed under VIN, under the MTIP, when I say MTIP, I am referring to the 10-year Mexican temporary importation permit. The new MTIPs are computerized, and so it is easy for the government to check whether or not the vessel has a valid MTIP. And remember, your name can only be on one MTIP at a time. If you are a delivery captain, you cannot have your name on more than one MTIP. So you're going to have to take, if you're doing deliveries, you're going to have to take the owner or a first mate or somebody to get their name on the MTIP for the next client, because you can only get one MTIP at a time. So when you go to Mexico and you have, for Mexico, every broker should know this. I think you know this, but I'm going to say it again. There are 4 things you have to have. Number 1, you must have your certificate of documentation or your registration. If it is a brand new boat purchase and your documentation or registration has not been issued, you must have an original, we call it a traveling letter, which is basically a cover letter from the documentation officer that states that your registration is in process, together with an original bill of sale. Number 2, you must have proof of insurance. Number 3, you must have, if the vessel is owned by an entity, which almost all vessels are now, you must have an apostilled certificate of formation or articles of organization. Different states call them different things. It's typically your one-page formation document for your entity. Have that apostilled. And lastly, you must have we call it a VUA, a vessel usage authorization. It is a typed document, no handwriting. It is notarized. It describes the vessel, the owner, and who is authorized to operate and use that vessel in Mexico. Those are the 4 things you must have before you go to Mexico. When you have those 4 things, you should have no issues with this current problem. We are still sending clients down just like we always did. Remember that when you are selling your boat, remember to cancel your MTIP so that the new owner can get an MTIP for the vessel. Never, ever lose that MTIP. If you lose the MTIP, you're going to be spending about 8 to 10, 12 hours in a very uncomfortable situation with gentlemen with big guns going from agency to agency in Mexico and having to get a new one. It is a tremendous hassle. I know in the old days, we always thought, oh, it's Mexico, you know, no problem. That MTIP is an official ship paper and needs to be kept with your COD. And so you've seen it. So I do believe this whole thing is going to work its way out.